Hey everyone, welcome to the Acrobatic Arts Podcast. I'm Loren, and I will be interviewing some of the top leaders and innovators from the dance and acrobatic industry. If you are a teacher, performer, student, or a lifelong learner like myself, you are sure to find these episodes intriguing and full of inspiration. Acrobatic Arts is passionate about providing current and relevant information for everyone. So please, sit back and enjoy as we share our passion with you and the world. Today on the podcast, we have Dr. Jeff Russell. Let's listen as he provides some information on concussion care for dancers.
Hi, I'm Jeff Russell, and I am an associate professor of athletic training at Ohio University. Also, I'm the director of science and health and artistic performance, which we call by the acronym SHAPE. We have a clinic there that takes care of all of our dancers, all of our music students, our theater production, theater performance students, film students, and our marching band. So we are committed to performing artists, and it's just a great pleasure to be able to participate in this. And in terms of the kinds of work I do, I changed from sports medicine, traditional athletic training, to performing arts medicine back in 2002. So I'm an athletic trainer that deals with performing arts injuries. I'm also a researcher, so a clinician and a researcher. And that gives me kind of a double angle view of what's going on in the world of performing arts and how we can best take care of performing artists. Well, let me talk for just a minute about concussions in dancers. And this is an area of research of mine, area of interest, an area of clinical care. As an athletic trainer, I've been educated in managing concussions and have been dealing with concussions for more than 35 years in both a sports environment and in a performing arts environment. I do research on concussions. I've looked at concussions in the theater environment. I'm about to start some work looking at concussions in a more of a circus arts environment, in a stunt industry environment, in film and television. So this is something that is really, really important to me. It's important to me as a clinician, it's important as a researcher, but it's important just generally as a human being, because I know that we've got to do a much better job of taking care of dancers who have an impact to the head. And a concussion is really a medical diagnosis that we make based on a number of symptoms. And the symptoms can be very, very difficult to deal with. They're very individualized. There's a lot of opportunity to take in lots of information, and the decision-making process is one that qualified medical professionals should undertake. And so what we have to remember with a concussion is the possible ways that they can happen. First of all, most people think of having a concussion, having a blow to the head, just a direct hit of some sort. So you're hit directly in the head. And yes, that is certainly a way that you can have a concussion. However, you might have a whiplash type of an injury where your body moves, your head moves independently, and it sways back and forth. A whiplash type of an injury, or any way that the head is whipped separately from the body. That is another way you can have a concussion. You can have a concussion being hit directly in the face. I've seen dancers that have had concussions from being struck in the nose. So these are all things that can create a concussion. So don't think that, it's only a direct blow to the head. Another important part of understanding concussions in dancers is you don't have to lose consciousness. You don't have to see stars. None of these things that we sometimes think about, those are not necessarily reasons that you would have a concussion or not. A concussion can have a variety of reasons in a variety of ways, and I think that's a big take-home message. Anything that happens to the head that's going to jar the brain inside the head has got the potential for a concussion. Now, critical to take care of these the right way. So I mentioned qualified medical professionals, people that have training in sports medicine, people that have training that revolves around taking care of people that have had some type of an impact to the head or that type of whipping motion that I was describing. There are a lot of medical professionals in the world. Not that many of them know how to actually take care of concussions, and so you want to make sure that before you actually have to use the concussion care network, that you make the concussion care network. So now is the time to get out into the community, find the sports medicine physicians, the athletic trainers, the physical therapists, the healthcare professionals that are qualified to do this, that have the background, have the training, have the experience, so that when it comes time for a dancer to be referred to one of these individuals, you already have that network in place. So make the network now so that the network's there when you need the network, and find those people that are not just going to sign quickly on a form and say, oh yes, can go back to dance. Because if you come back to dance too early, if you're not healed, if you haven't been brought through a proper concussion protocol to return to dance, then you have a greater likelihood of longer symptoms, greater likelihood of having problems that crop up over time where you're not actually having healing, a greater likelihood that if you get struck again, you're going to have even worse concussion symptoms. So all of these things are really, really important in order to get a dancer back. It's got to be done the same way that we actually do it in sports. We gradually get people back to dance. We have very specific checkpoints so that we know that if they get better, they can keep going. If some symptoms return, we back them back down, and then we start building them back up again. It's a process that has to be moderated by a medical professional that's qualified. It's got to be a team approach. We've got dancers, we've got dance teachers, we've got parents, we've got healthcare workers, all these people working together to make sure that the dancer is back properly so that a healthy future can be part of that dancer's life. That's what we want. Ultimately, you only get one brain, and you can't just go down to the store and buy another one. You get one brain, let's take care of it. There's no competition, there's no medal or trophy, there's nothing that's so important that you would compromise your brain to be able to participate and not take care of a potential concussion properly. So if you've been struck in the head, if you have had your head whipped side to side, if you're not feeling well, if you're feeling not just there, if you feel any kinds of symptoms at all, it's important. Report it to a dance teacher, and then let's get the medical people involved so that that thing can be handled properly. Great message for you on concussions. It's got to be done right. Let's take care of these young dancers the right way.
Thank you, Dr. Jeffrey Russell. If you or someone you know is showing signs of a concussion, don't wait. Seek professional medical attention right away. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great day.